Hello, this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Please hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe. Today's video is going to be about the route that Tyler Robinson took after he went into the woods and how he made it back to his car. And I think there's only really two spots where the location that he parked makes sense in that general area. All right, so the first element that I want to talk about, however, is also regarding the marks that were left on the roof after he jumped down. And, as we know, we see the video of him running across the roof, after he walks by here at 12:02, and then he makes his way up the stairs at 12:15. We don't know what he was doing for 11 or 12 minutes inside the building. Then when he makes it to the top of the stairs, he climbs over the wall here at 12:17. And for, 4.5, 5 minutes, he's laying down here, putting the rifle together that he had in his pants. It was in two parts. He needed a screwdriver to do that. And they found a screwdriver, I think, on the roof with Tyler Robinson's DNA on it. And then at 12:22, he got up and ran over here, and he shot Charlie Kirk, I think, around 12:23:25. And then started running this way. At 12:23:34, he's captured right where this pin is. He runs over here and then jumps off the roof. Now, I've already put out a video describing where the different marks are on the little ledge that's right there. It's right at the top here, at the top. And then his foot actually hits down there. And believe it or not, there is a mark there. And I can almost see in sometimes when I change the contrast, the footprint with different shapes on it. Using my 360-degree video, I'm still working on that. But I think they got the footprint from his shoe right here on this ledge when he put it down. And that would be his Chuck Taylor shoes. All right. So he's right here, and then, he jumps down. But prior to that, he leaves some marks up on that upper flashing up there. I'm not sure what the actual term is, but check this thing out. So this is from my camera. You guys remember this shot right here. See the four finger, drag marks. And I think this might be a knee. And this right here is perhaps his other foot. Or actually, I think his other foot's right there. And this is two different drag marks created in the same location, but one goes that direction and like that. And I don't remember what I was associating that with when I made that video. However, look at this right over here. This is an image that was put out in the newspaper, and I don't think anybody was really looking up here at the time. But as you can see, those are the four drag marks. The knee, the black towel, and his right foot right over there, mark. You can see them. And so what I'm showing you right here is these are from my video. And then I took the shot from over here. And as you can see, they were visible the whole time. But interestingly, they have those 2-inch scale marker tape pieces of tape next to each one of the marks in those images. And so, it's just interesting that those have been visible for a long time, but people just weren't looking up there. It was kind of like, oh, look, the yellow marker, and then on the window here. But here it's just so obvious that they have the tape up there, and they did remove that because after they took the photographs with the tape and everything, they were just removing their, trash, basically, that's left on the roof. And they're not going to wipe down the marks, etc. And these photographs here were taken within the first 2 or 3 days of the actual event. Okay, so this proves that they've been there the whole time, everybody. It isn't something that was created later, etc. They've been there the whole time. And if this doesn't convince you they've been there the whole time, then that just means there's something wrong with your brain. Okay, you might want to go get that checked out. These right here are there's another 2-inch mark there, but I don't think he ever touched that window with his body or anything like that. He did lower his foot down to here. Now, if you can see right there, there is a piece of tape right there. So listen, even when I was there, that tape's still there. So they did not clean up these pieces of tape. but look at right there. There's the 2-inch marker, and then there's another 2-inch marker for scale. And when you look at the surveillance video, he puts his foot down right in this area here. Now there are some shots out there that I've taken where it appears you can see sort of diamond shape that you see underneath the Chuck Taylor shoes in this area. It just depends. I mean, it's really, you know, when you have, it's an 8K camera, like right there. See that? I don't know if you can see these markings right there, but it sort of looks like there's something there. The thing is, when you have an 8K camera, it films the entire universe, you know, in a 360-degree sphere in 8K, but the portion you're looking at is like maybe 1080p or less. So now we're zooming in, it's much less than that. But you can see that's where one of the markers was, and there again is that middle portion of the window. And if you go watch the video, you can see that his right leg or right foot lands right in this area. And I would bet you that that's exactly where they obtained the footprint. Okay, so now let's move on to the next portion, which is the route out of there. Okay, so after jumping down from the roof, you know, we've seen many of the videos. He runs up here. I even walked this route with my 360-degree camera. Then he makes his way right here into the woods. And this spot does make sense given some of those photos that are out here recently where you see this area in the background. So it's right there. And I think that's the location where the rifle was placed, right in this area. Now, this area here is under construction. This whole portion is not there anymore. It's just dirt. Well, this portion here is now paved, but it was dirt just a couple months ago. So if you go back to, I think it's June of this year. Hold on, yeah, right there. So this was removed. So they've already repaved this whole area, and you can walk up here. But I think what Tyler Robinson did was there's two different places he could have gone right here. One, he could have hopped over the fence after walking up right there, hopped over the fence, and now he's in the construction area where apparently he walks by an excavator driver. So he goes through here, and then I think he just jumped up onto this slope and went this direction. It's also possible that he stayed down below here because it's actually a lower area and then walked this direction without having to hop over this fence back here. He wouldn't have had to do that. He would have had to go over two of them. So he could have just came down like this because he's already changed clothes. He looks different now. And if that's the case, they will have him on camera, on this 360-degree camera, doing that because you'll see him walking over there like that. Now that camera might pick him up over here. But what we do know is that he makes his way up here somehow, and then right over here by the ROTC building, he makes it because he's on this path later. All right. Now, I actually walked that path, and I didn't even really realize it when I was there. I mean, I knew it was sort of in that area, but I wasn't absolutely certain. So let's show that right now. Here we go. So that's the ROTC building. And we're walking down this path right here. And you'll recognize some of the stuff here. I mean, so on that 360-degree or 3D map, actually, from Google Earth, we just walked by this pile right there. And then you'll see this one right there coming up here in a moment. So that's the first one. I'll just kind of skip it forward here. I'm pointing out, discussing it. It's really sunny out there, warm too. Seems strange since it's so high altitude. I thought it'd be kind of cold. And then here is that structure right here that I just pointed to. So I walk back behind here. And so again, there's that, and that's this right here. You can even see that little that slant area. It's amazing how well Google Earth does with these 3D imaging. All right, so we're walking back, and I literally make it right to the opening where we see Tyler Robinson running in the surveillance footage that TMZ originally put out. I would love to have the original video of that. TMZ has it, but you know, I don't know what they're doing with it. They just, oh, we're done. Ooh, we got the big hit, so we're done now. It's crazy. They don't even, I mean, they didn't even collect all the video of the early morning video that I went and got from the homeowner. So I wasn't able to contact any of the other homeowners, though. Plus, I think they're tired of people. So I made it right to here, okay? Now, I think this house right here is where the surveillance shot came in, I think. Let me look at the map, though. I'll go up here, and I walked right to here. And so yeah, actually, let's see. Yeah, so that's the position right there where this camera on this house filmed this direction, and he ran, or you know, walked really quickly through here. It looked like they were checking this wooded area right here, and he came running out right there. But as you can see, this surveillance camera was filming right there, and where I'm done walking is in this position. And if you go back out to my video, you can see that there's a path still. And I think he followed that entire path all the way around. So let's see, you can see it here. It goes around, and look how it comes out right here. Now, how did he know about that? See, one of the things that's interesting is by running through here, how did he know that it would lead him back over here? I mean, here's something that I think is possible. After he came by here, he went up to this area right there, and he thought about trying to go over the fence, and then realized, okay, he doesn't want to do that, but he knew he needed to get over there. So then he ends up running around here and then walking back this direction. And we know that he would walk this direction because he came this direction towards us before committing the murder of Charlie Kirk. He walked this direction, and then he turned this way. That means his car is parked up here. Now, after going out there and looking around, there was one person who commented on one of my shows or videos and mentioned this spot right here. And this is a very good spot to have parked. So you would park facing that direction, have your passenger front door open, and change into, you know, if you're not already wearing you probably already had on his pants, you know, but I think he would have had to change into the pants and the dark shirt because earlier he had the maroon shirt on. And then he would put the gun down his pants, etc. But if you look back there, there's no surveillance that's going to pick you up. There's no surveillance. There's too many trees over here. There's another fence on this side. And this place makes a hell of a lot of sense. Now, I think it's also something that he may have even moved his car after the dry run, and I think he may have parked right here for that, right where this car is, and similarly parked. And look at this spot. It's covered by this tree. I actually parked here randomly, and when I got there, I noticed how it was very hidden. This is the only house that even has a view, and again, if you're facing that direction with the passenger side door open on the other side, you could put a rifle down your pants and nobody's going to notice. And if you saw somebody coming, you could just put it right back in the car and then wait for another opening. It's very easy to do it here. And I looked everywhere else and I could not find any place else that made sense. And I originally thought that the car was up in this area, but I drove up in there and it's just too many houses, and there's nothing like these two spots. And this one here really makes a lot of sense for the initial approach. He comes in like this. He walks by right there. He's on surveillance footage. He comes down, goes this direction, and then across this bridge, through the tunnel, into the parking garage, down the access road here, to the Low-C building, onto the roof, shoots Charlie Kirk, gets off of the roof, runs across into the wooded area, makes his way this direction into the sort of dirt area, out and back this direction to his car, and then from there he heads over to the shopping mall where you see his Dodge Challenger parked in basically a stall, and then another car pulls up behind him, and then both those cars move forward. We don't know what that other car is, but it's interesting. All right, everybody, thank you very much for watching. If you could leave a like, that would be great. A comment in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking about what I just presented. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. Oh, and hit that like button and share the video. Thanks.